night, Kinders. Okay, here's one more for tonight. Back by popular demand. Pete the cat and his 4 groovy buttons. I know we love this one in class. You say it along with me, okay? Pete the cat and his 4 groovy buttons. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he starts out with 4. Pete the cat put on his favorite shirt with his 4 big, colorful, round, groovy buttons. He loved his buttons so much, he sang this song. See him with his 4 buttons? Remember the song? Sing it with me. My buttons, my 4 groovy buttons. My buttons, my 4 groovy buttons. There he is, the famous Pete singing his song. Pop! Oh no! One of the buttons popped off and rolled away. How many buttons are left? Look at that. One of them popped off and rolled away. How many are left? 4 minus 1. You're right. 3. 4 minus 1 is 3. Woo, he's got 3 buttons left. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. Buttons come and buttons go. Look at Pete. He's like, it's all good. He kept on singing his song. My buttons, my 3 groovy buttons. My buttons, my 3 groovy buttons. Pop! Oh no! Look, another one came off. Another button popped off and rolled away. How many buttons are left? We had 3. 1 popped off and rolled away. How many did he have left? 2. 3 minus 1 equals 2. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. Buttons come and buttons go. He kept on singing his song. My buttons, my 2 groovy buttons. My buttons, my 2 groovy buttons. Pop! Oh no! It happened again. He had 2. 1 popped off. Another button popped off and rolled away. How many groovy buttons are left? 1. 2 minus 1 equals 1. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no, because buttons come and buttons go. He kept on singing his song. My buttons, my 1 groovy button. My button, my 1 groovy button. Pop! Oh no! Look, he's up on his surfboard. He loses his last button. The last button popped off and rolled away. How many buttons are left? If he only had 1, popped off and rolled away. How many do you think he had left? You're right. 0. 1 minus 1 equals 0. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no, because we know buttons come and buttons go. Pete looked down at his buttonless shirt. Remember, less means it's not there. And what do you think he saw? What did he see? His belly button. Look, he's got his little belly button. And he kept on singing his song. I love how Pete looks at things. My button, My bell. Oh, well, let's do it right, Neville's. My button, still have my belly button. My button, still have my belly button. And look what he says. It's all good. That sounds like Neville's. It's all good. I guess it simply goes to show that stuff will come and stuff will go. But do we cry? Goodness, no. We keep on singing. That's a great lesson from Pete. Sometimes I break a crayon. Do I cry? Goodness, no. Crayons come and crayons go. Just like buttons. Buttons come and buttons go. The end. All right, go get you some rest tonight, my friends. Be ready for some great learning in the morning. I love you much. Night, Kinder.